So I bet you all learned when you're a little kid how to ride a bike. But were you actually ever taught how to maintain and take care of your bike? Well, today I'll be talking about how to pump up your bike tires, how to oil your chain, and how to clean your bike. So the first point today I'm going to talk about is how to pump up your bike tire. Usually you want to pump up your bike tire every time before you go on a bike ride. You want to do this because every time you put away your bike for storage, it always starts losing air over time. And every time that happens, it makes it harder if you don't pump up your tire. It makes it more friction and it's harder to ride. So the first way you pump up your bike tire is you need to actually find a bike pump. And so after you find a bike pump, then you want to locate the valves on your bike. So as you can see on my bike, it's right down here, right at the bottom. So after you find that and take off the cap, you want to look on the bike to find where it says the PSI that you need to pump up your bike tire. On my bike, it actually says it needs to be between 90 and 125. So that means I want to go right between it, so I'll go right around 105, 110. So I'm right in the middle. So the way I attach the bike pump to the valve is I actually unscrew the little top part, and now I'm going to place the tip of this right onto the valve, right where it needs to be. And after you do that, you pull up on the little clip, and so that says that it's actually ready to be pumped up. So now, as you can see, I'm pumping up my bike tire up to the certain PSI that it needs to be at. So after you do that, you want to do it to both bike tires. And so you always need to make sure that every time you go on a bike ride, you always need to pump up your tires. So the next point I'll be talking about is how to put oil and how to oil your chain. The reason you'll need to oil your chain and maintain your chain is because it attracts a lot of dirt from the roads and the trails you might ride on. It can pick up from anything like dirt or dust to even little bits and pieces of rock in it. And that makes it a lot harder, and eventually it will cause your chain to start becoming rusted or even fail and break. And you don't ever want that to happen while you're riding your bike. So the way you actually oil your chain is you actually go to your local store and pick up some chain lube, in which you actually place it on your chain. As you can see from this picture, they place a single drop on each of the chain links. So when you actually place it on, you want to run your chain backwards so it doesn't actually move your tire. And when you do this, you're able to actually place a single drop on each chain link. So you would want to go around your whole entire chain link around 2 or 3 times so you make sure you get it clearly coated. After you lubricate your chain, you actually want to get a dirty rag that you use to clean up messes or things that happen around your house, and actually grab the chain and do the same thing. Run your chain backwards, causing it to cleaning it, and at the same time, your rag takes the dirt and the grime off, but leaving just enough oil and lubrication to keep it running smoothly and working all the time so it doesn't fail. And so from these pictures, you can see what these chains look like up close when they're super dirty, and you just don't want to have them dirty all the time. So the final point I'll be talking about is how to actually clean your bike after you go on a bike ride. Every time you go on a bike ride, you're always be kicking up dirt from your tires and getting it on the underside of your bike. So the reason you don't want to have dirt on your bike is because your bike might actually end up looking like this. And so even when your bike gets super dirty, you always want to clean it. So the places you always want to clean on your bike is underneath the frame, because this is right where all the dirt will be picked up and kicked onto from the tires. And then also another major place you want to clean is between the spokes of the bike. These are always very dirty because it's the closest to the ground, and they just always seem to be dirty. So you always want to try to clean between them. And so the reason you want to do this all the time is so your bike doesn't rust and fall apart. And over time, if you don't do this, it will build up dirt, making it less efficient and become heavier. So the three main points I talked about today were how to pump up your bike tire, how to put oil on your chain, and how to clean your bike after a bike ride. So the next time you go on a bike ride, I'd like to make sure you guys think about what you should do before you go on a bike ride and after you go on a bike ride. Thank you.